Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I would show you replacing these wire wheels on the 380 SL. I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of wire wheels on an SL or any Mercedes for that fact. I think they look alright on a Jag E-Type or a Mark II Jag or something, but not on a Mercedes. It just doesn't seem to go. So I do have a nice set of bunt wheels, 14-inch standard bunt wheels that I'm going to replace them with. So I'm going to show you how these go on, and hopefully we can improve the look of this car. It's actually a sharp looking car anyway, but I think get rid of these, put it back to more traditional stock form. Also, I was chatting to someone on the group. I'm going to do an exploration and look under these wheel arch chrome pieces, because again, I'm not a fan of that. It's too blingy for my taste, and hopefully probably there may be some paint fade underneath here. I doubt there's any rust, because this car is a real rust-free California car and it's in really nice shape. So let me show you what I'm going to do here. Get this wire wheel off. I'll show you how they're attached, kind of an interesting way they're put on here, and let's see what the bunt wheel looks like. So let me get you in closer. Right, first things first, there's a little this is obviously the spinner, okay, and they go in different directions depending on location of the car. And there is a mark there that tells you spin it this way to take it off, and on the other side it'll be the other way round. And that's not the only thing. There's a little safety plate here on the top that's held in with an Allen, and then the hook hooks around the one of the spokes. So let's just got to undo that guy. Kind of a rubber mallet here. Normally I think they use like a lead mallet so it doesn't dent this, but I don't have one, so this should come off pretty easy with this guy. Make sure, yeah, we're in the right direction. Get that whole thing off. Now, I don't know who made these wheels, but you should look in the receipts, but it does have the Mercedes emblem on the spinner here. Okay, so that's just one big block here, and it's got kind of a brass finish on it. Yeah. They do clean up really nicely, but it was at my buddy's Rick's getting through smog, and it's got this surface rust on here, but they do clean up real nice, but man, they're a pain to maintain. So let's get that out of the way. Alright, and now you're left with this unit here that bolts onto the disc on the disc here, and that's held on with just the 5 bolts that hold the regular wheel on. So let's undo that guy. Now before I do that, you can see these teeth, they engage to teeth on the inside of the wire wheel, so it locks onto there. Okay, so this is all one unit, it's locked together. That comes off, so revealing the original hub here. If anyone's interested in these wire wheels, you can contact me and do a good deal on them, because I'm certainly not going to use them, and we'll get this guy back to stock again. And also with the bunt wheels, as you remember, safety factor, I think Merrick did a video on that as far as the length of these. The steel wheels use a slightly shorter length bolt, and it's very important that you get the correct bolts for the wheels, otherwise you could have some serious trouble. For instance, trying to put these bunt wheels on with this steel bolts meant for steel wheels wouldn't be a good idea, because they don't get enough rotations and enough bite into the hub. Okay, here we are, we've got a nice set of bunts. I cleaned them up. I was thinking of having powder coated, but after I cleaned them up I noticed that they were actually in really nice shape. The coating on there has not been, you know, sometimes you see these things, they look like really rubbishy after a few years, but these cleaned up really nice, and gave the inside a basic wash and a clean as well. So let's see what this looks like. What do you think of that? That looks a little better, doesn't it? I mean, it's night and day different. I mean, I'm not a giant fan of the bunt wheel myself. I like the hubcaps on the 108s and stuff, but you know, the early ones of these had hubcaps, didn't they? But I think that looks a million times better. So I'm very happy with that. So I will get the rest of those on this afternoon. And then let's see what's going on underneath there, shall we? Moment of truth. You know what everyone always says? It's a rust trap, which I'm sure it could be if you're in a not a good area, you know. Oh my God. Oh, I see that something there. That looks fine. Bonus number 2. Let me give that a little clean up. And why anyone would put those things on, I don't know. Maybe they put one at the dealership, you know, out of excitement for buying an SL, and they wanted to add some chrome because of the dodgy park bench bumpers at the front. So let me clean that up. You know, I've washed the surface down, and then I've just using a cut cleaner on this arch just to kind of get rid of any like little minor surface scratches that might be there, and blend it into the surrounding paintwork. Pleased that we got no damage underneath here. That's a real bonus. I'd say that's a much cleaner look, even though it's got the US bumpers I'm not wild about, but overall it's got a simplified, cleaner look, much nicer. Very happy with that. So there's a few other things I want to show you on the car before I carry on with the rest of them. Another thing to note, this is Fern by the way, Will just dropped her off, is that the red one, it's coloured red because that has to go on the right side of the car. It does say punched in here, and this one, the blue, on the left side of the car due to the rotation of the tyres, obviously the spinners and their reverse threads and all that. It's pretty straightforward, makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to remove the others now. There we go. So the rear ones had the shorties on it for some reason, so I'll show you what that looks like. This is a shorty, right? See, put it in the old hole and see, it's just nowhere near enough meat coming through. I can't measure it precisely with just one hand, but you can see it just doesn't protrude very far. So let me get you a long one, I'll show you. Same hole. See how much more meat is there. So we'll make sure they're long bolts on the bump wheels basically. Here's the rear one, come out good, no damage to the arch, wonderful all the way around, it's all perfect. And thanks to someone on the group, a very good suggestion, making sure that when I get a chance I'm going to treat all the holes with a rust prevention. What I'll probably do, because they're actual holes, I don't want to get into welding them or anything, I may use the same screws, dip them in a anti-corrosive paint and then screw them in and then mask off and feather that in with fresh paint underneath here, not on this side of the car whatsoever, so you won't see it. It will just blend right in, but to make sure that no chance of any rust starting in that area. But yeah, very happy with the way that's come up. Very much clearer now. Look at that, so much nicer. So other jobs I've been doing on the SL, as I say, we've got the cap done, we've got the fuel enrichment compensator rebuilt, all new injectors, did I put new leads on this? I don't think I put new leads, but new plugs, etc. The whole system's been gone through by Rick at Werner's Mercedes to make sure everything's running smooth as a whistle. Obviously, filter oil change, all that regular stuff. And what we've done, we pulled the blower motor out, and I replaced the blower motor because the other one wasn't working, and cleaned out some debris that was back there that was finding water, finding its way into the lower chamber, where this inner chamber here does not have drain holes. There's a couple of walls here that section it off from these bulkheads. I thought it had drain holes in here, but it doesn't. You just want to check that fairly regularly. Take this cover off, check this gasket obviously, and check that water's not entering into this chamber where it can sit at the bottom. And a mild case would be you'd have problems undoing the bolt studs. Worst case, you can rot all this bulkhead out, and that is an ungodly amount of work, I can imagine. I think the SL shop in the UK sell a whole replacement panel. The panel itself not very much money, but doing that kind of work would lead into thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars, depending on where you are. So that's been done. I put anti-seize on all of those bolts and just nipped them up. They don't need to be tight. So that's that done. I removed these as well, these covers, to check inside these chambers, make sure there's no debris, and so I cleaned all those out, took this piece of chrome off just so I could clean all this channel out. Bit of a dirt trap, that is. If anyone knows where I can get replacement blades, seems like they don't have replacement blades at hand at the car stores anymore, and I'm certainly not replacing these with those horrible plastic things, so give me a heads up on that. Hood is off, not only for access, but also I'm replacing the hood pad, make it look nicer on the underside. What else have we got? We got the dials that came back from Stone Belvin from the group. He fixed a little problem with the odometer. They're in a box still over there. I've got yet to fit those. And what else we got going on? So, and there's a bulb I need to replace. The lower console here, the upper wood is all in nice shape, all fine, but the lower console, because I'm assuming it gets hit with a lot more sunshine and heat damage, what have you, has cracked the finish, so I'm refinishing that, and I'll match the colour and finish and tone and everything of the main dash. Replace little things like these courtesy lights were not working, so I got some new ones of those. What else we done in here? Not too much on the interior. Let's have a look. We do have a brand new top that I've got to fit on the soft top, I should say. Brand new soft top that needs fitting. So any tips on that? Otherwise I'll put that out to a guy in Sacramento to do. What else we got going on here? So nice trunk area, nice and clean. Carpet completely unmolested or messed around with. Oh, one other thing, we've had the tank out of this. New sender unit, all the fuel system flushed, front to back. Don't think we put a new fuel pump. I think I had a new fuel pump in anyway. New strainer, all new filters all through. So the whole fuel system's been gone through. So let me show you, peel back this carpet. Now, from my understanding, this is a definite rust area on the 107, but not a hint of rust. And also, look at this thing. Look at that. And I can honestly tell you, in here it smells new, like, you know, that new car smell, which is kind of nice. It's even got the factory tag that's on it. Obviously this is a 40-year-old Michelin stock bunt wheel, never been used, and so I think that's quite a nice feature, but I won't take it out now. But all underneath here is completely factory clean, which is really nice. As I say, brand new battery in here. I've got the lid off at the moment because I've disconnected, because I'm working on the engine. I was disconnected, so that's that. What else we've been doing? We've done steering dampener. I do want to check the rear subframe mounts. This is a 380 SL and it wasn't subject to the recall like the 450 or the 560s, but from time to time the 380 still has it does suffer from some of those lower subframe problems. So I'm going to make sure that that's all in good shape, and if anyone can give me a lead on the reinforcement plates, I think they're about $100, but I would like to get those on before the next person owns this car, just for safety's sake. I wouldn't want anything to happen to anyone, and make sure all that sort of safety stuff's done. And what else? We've gone through all new brakes, brake pads, all the business. So there you go, it's coming along well, and should have this all ready to be driving around in the next month or so. Get it registered and all that. I'm going to drive it for a period of time before I put it up for sale. So now, before I go, I'm underneath, obviously. This is the lower control arm rear, and this is the area that is prone to having cracks and problems. And as I say, the 450, 560, and a few other models of the R107 was under a recall to put a reinforcement plate. I'll go the other side, actually. Let me go the other side and I'll show you. I am on axle stands, by the way, as well as this is just lightly here, just out of safety. So Let me get the light and I'll go and show the other side. There we go. So this gives you a better idea. This is a lower control arm of the subframe rear, and this is the area that is subject to the recall for the 107, 450, 560, and I think that was it. The 380 wasn't in the recall, but they do apparently, from my little bit of research I've done, suffer from a similar problem. Maybe not quite as common, but anyway, there's some reinforcement plates that get welded on here and then grab hold of this and then reinforce this whole area here, and that's the area I want to have the plates welded to. Mercedes do supply them, so if anyone can give me a heads up where I can get those 4 plates here, and on the other side, and then I'm assuming the front as well, because I think they come in 4s, and I won't be doing that, but I'll have a welding shop do it, so they're up on a proper lift and they can do a nice job of it, and so just to make sure everything's safe for whoever ends up with this car. So that's that one thing. And one other thing I wanted to show you, there's a new hood pad, right? Like, I've left it to sort of flatten out a little bit after getting it here in the mail, but oh, looks fine and all that stuff, but see, this lower section, this piece I've just shown you will do this upper section, but this lower panel, what goes on there? Does anyone know whether that's a separate sold panel? Because that obviously had 2 sections to it. Or do people just clean that up and get all the old glue off and just leave it as is? I'd like any feedback on that, because when you open the hood, it looks nice with a nice new hood pad on, and I don't want that horrible mess looking like that. So that's it for today's video. As I say, so much nicer with a bump wheel and without these arches on. Less is more, so to speak. Looks so much better. So I'm going to work my way around doing that today, and then we'll see what we're going to do in the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Please hit like, share, subscribe if you like what you've seen, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully we'll have some sunshine in the next one and be able to get cracking on with some other things. So take care, guys. Bye bye.